Hi, this is Kelly again, and now we're going to learn how to do denture care. So when we do dentures, when your resident has false teeth in, they may have uppers and lowers, or just an upper, just a lower. They may have partials. Either way, we'll clean whatever they need. So when we deal with dentures, we're going to get our dentures. We would always want to make sure we have gloves before we handle dentures. Now, most of your residents can get the dentures out of their mouth themselves. It's very rare for you to have to actually pop them out of their mouth. If they're wearing them, they generally can stick them in okay on their own. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a pair of gloves and put my gloves on. Now at nighttime, they clean the dentures and they leave them out. They cover them up in water, kind of lukewarm water or just kind of a moderate temperature water at nighttime. So in the morning, even though they've probably been clean, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and rinse them out again. So I'm going to grab the dentures that have been covered with water. I'm going to get my emesis basin with my toothpaste and toothbrush. And I already grabbed a towel and a washcloth. And we're going to go into the bathroom. So this is my bathroom. You're going to have to pretend with me since I don't actually have a sink here in this particular skills lab. But one thing you want to do is you want to protect your working supplies. So I'm going to go ahead and set this stuff down on my towel here. This is this here is my sink. And what I like to do is you're going to take a washcloth or a small hand towel, you're going to line the inside of the sink. So if you accidentally drop your dentures, it won't chip the teeth. So this is covered with water. I'll go ahead and I'll just kind of lift my washcloth up and I drain this extra water out. Okay, the first thing I like to clean is the denture cup and the lid, so I have something clean to put them in. If you get dentures for a skill of state competency, they don't care if you clean it first or you clean it last. To me, it just makes more sense to clean it first. So I'm going to turn my water on, and when you turn your water on, you don't want it cold, you don't want it hot. It should just be lukewarm, kind of a moderate temperature. So the first thing I do is I rinse out my denture cup. So the water is just running now. I'm not going to shut it off, it's just running. I'm going to rinse my denture cup out, take a little paper towel, kind of clean it. I'm going to rinse the lid and kind of clean the inside of that. And now I'm ready to start my dentures. So I'm going to get my toothbrush wet and put some toothpaste on it. Get my denture wet, and now I am brushing my denture. Now you are going to brush all surfaces of the denture. It's not all surfaces of the teeth now, like when we did oral care. This is all surfaces of the denture, inside and out. So we're going to scrub every part of this denture. Until we think it's clean. We'll rinse it off in our moderate temperature water, and now we're going to put it straight to our clean denture cup. If I need some more toothpaste, I'll get this wet again. I'll put some more toothpaste on, and now I'm going to do my lower dentures. So I'll get these wet, and now I'm going to scrub all surfaces of the lower dentures. Okay, once I think they're clean, I'll rinse these off. I'll put it in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and rinse my toothbrush off and put it back in its emesis basin. I can put my toothpaste back in here. I can go ahead and shut my water off now. I can go ahead and take my sink liner off. Now as far as the dentures, if I am going to put them back into the resident's mouth, I do not need to cover them up with water. If they're going to stay out of his mouth, then I would cover them with a moderate temperature water and I'd stick them back over by their bedside. But since these are going to go back into his mouth, I can just go ahead and carry them over like this. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up my supplies as I'm going. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in my soiled linen hamper that was right out in that hallway. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my toothpaste and toothbrush and put it back in the drawer where I got it from. Now, when the resident, generally you can just hand the dentures to the resident and they can usually just stick them right into their mouth. Some of the residents will like polygrip, like a denture adhesive, and you are allowed to put that on. So I usually just, if the resident is awake and alert enough to ask me for polygrip, you can just ask them, do you want a thin strip all the way around it, or some people just like a few dots. And then this will just help it hold and grip into place a little bit better for them. done with your dentures and you've got them back in, the other thing that we would want to do here is, even though he has dentures, you're going to probably want to sit him up and let him wash his, you know, brush his tongue, maybe brush his gums a little bit before those dentures go back in there. Rinse with some mouthwash before we put the dentures back in there. Once I'm all done with all my denture care and I've taken care of my supplies, I'm going to take off my gloves. So when I take off my gloves, again, I'm going to pinch one here, peel it off slowly, bring it all the way into the other hand, and then come underneath. These will go into the garbage can, and then I would wash my hands or hand sanitize. Before you leave your room of your resident, you always just want to make sure the bed's in low position, the call light's in reach. I didn't have to pull the safety curtain for this one because with dentures I was over at the bathroom, but truthfully when I was brushing his teeth earlier, I should have pulled the privacy curtain then. That probably would have been a nicer thing for me to have done. I make sure everything's cleaned up, bed's in low position, and we will let him know to give us a call if we need anything, if he needs anything else.